poppin'? What's good? It's your girl Kay Dynasty, and you're watching Teen Dynasty, where I give you the real, the tea, and all the shade on a teen's life. So today, I have 3 corny jokes, and the reason why I'm doing 3 today is because my birthday's coming up. My birthday's coming up on the 3rd. So yeah, so my first corny joke is, what did one elevator say to the other elevator? I'm coming down with something.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know,
okay.
right? And then the next one is, what do you get when you cross fish and an elephant?
What?
Swimming trunks.
Oh my gosh, man. Okay.
And then the last one is, what word is always spelled wrong in the dictionary?
Wrong.
Yeah.
Ha! Ha! I got that.
Okay, whatever.
I'm a little smart.
So today's topic is going to be about career plans. So I know that some of you guys would want to be the next NBA Youngboy, Jada Youngin, or even Youngin Ace, but that's not always the case. That's not always going to work out. So you're going to need a backup plan. So today I have a special guest. His name is Kenny, and he's going to help us get our career plans and job choices. So Kenny, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's up? Hey, I'm finally glad you had me on the show. It's been like forever. I'm trying to get on your show for the longest time. I don't know why you had me on the show. I'm just like an outcast, but I'm glad I'm here.
Thanks.
So I'm a career recruiter. I've been doing it for a long time, and what recruiters do, we go out and help identify candidates to put in jobs. So we're not an agency where, you know, we like the state agencies and stuff, where they go and try to find people for people on welfare and stuff like that. We don't do that. What we do is find skilled people and put them in jobs because they have a request or need to fill positions.
So what are some of the jobs that you recruited with people?
Oh, IT, engineers, executives, top managers and leaders and stuff like that. But I've done it all.
That sounds pretty
That's why
fun.
I had the most fun, though. That's why I had the most fun. So.
Are you sure you had a lot of fun?
When I was doing it.
Do
But
you
now,
want to go back?
Nah.
Why not?
You know, it gets to a point where you just want to change. So I wanted to change, so now I'm doing something different.
That sounds interesting. So I have some questions for you today. So
For me? Really? Little old me?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay. I feel
Because
important now.
if you don't know, well, now you know.
Sister. There you go.
Okay.
I changed the word. I
Yeah,
had
of
another
course
word,
you
but
gotta change the words. You gotta
yeah,
keep
you know, I know.
PG-13 on here.
Yeah, I know we got
T-rated
it.
shows.
Yeah. I had to bleep. Oh, sorry.
So the first question is, if a person decides they don't want to go to college and they go into trade school, what are some of the careers that you can succeed in?
Now, in trade school, actually, trade school is a good option. That's a good question, too. Trade school is a good option. However, there are other options as well. You can join the military after high school. That's a career as well. You can, of course, you can go work for a company. Or, you know, I think the most important thing is to finish high school. You know, definitely finish high school, make a decent grade, because companies look at that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? They look at that heavily. And if you're trying to go to college, they definitely going to look at it. You know, and that's going to determine exactly, you know, your SATs will determine exactly what college you can get into. But definitely use all options, put all things on the table, talk to some folks, talk to your guidance counselors, talk to your career counselors in high school, talk to your parents, talk to people at the church, your pastors, all those folks, talk to everybody you can, and tell them what you're interested in.
That sounds pretty good, because I know that I want to become a registered nurse whenever I get older.
Great.
And
That
then
makes
I
money.
have a lot of backup plans.
So I can borrow
could
dimes from you when you get money?
Huh?
I can borrow dimes from you when you get money?
No, thank you.
Really? Oh,
No.
she's stingy.
Yeah, I'm going to keep all my
Just run in the
coins to
family.
myself because, no.
I think it runs in the family, but it's okay.
Yeah, it probably does. You never know. But anyways, so the first thing that I have my backup plan is, like, I want to become a police officer. Well, I have to become a police officer first before I can join the SWAT team. So
Okay.
yeah, I want to be a part of the SWAT team
So-
as a backup plan.
That's the backup plan. Okay,
Right.
okay, that's
and
good.
then the other backup plan, then I'll go back to school to be a pharmacist.
So you went from nurse to police officer to pharmacist. Okay.
That I
That's
know
a lot
a
of
lot
work.
of schooling. I know it's
That's
a lot
a lot.
of schooling, but I'm down for it. And then, like, I think of my third backup plan was, I'm thinking about, I'll go back to doing my OG plan, which is being either a pediatrician or anesthesiologist.
All those are good things. And you know something? If they don't work, you can come work for me here at kmwi-media.
I think
I
I'll
got
take
you.
a hard pass.
See, look at that. She don't want to work for me. I'm too mean, I guess. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you're fine, but I just.
You have a career in broadcasting, but
Yeah, I do.
That's
actually,
another
because
career path.
We're on the show right now,
There you
right?
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the next question I have for you is, how do I plan for my career?
well, the most important thing is plan. You know, you find things that you're interested in, And like I said, you talk to your guidance counselors, you talk to your parents, talk to your pastors, whoever you're connected with or your parents are connected with, and just throw out some of those options to them. So, and definitely do your research. So whatever you decide to do, like you mentioned a couple of things, being a police officer, being an anesthesiologist, is that what you said? Find out what they do. And then go talk to some of those people if you can and find out how they do their job. Then you might change your mind or you might say, oh, I'm more interested now.
So would you recommend that we go volunteer at those places
Absolutely.
once we get certain
Volunteering
ages?
is a huge thing. I mean, you're not going to get paid for it, but something, the wealth of information you'll get from it is like really, really cool.
Do you think that they'll like lead you in that right pathway? Like they will show you the path instead when you volunteer?
Well, when you volunteer, you're actually in the workplace. So these individuals are doing their job. So you're watching. So I'm not saying they're going to lead you. You're already there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you may look at it and learn it and decide, well, it's just not for me. And then when you talk to some folks, those same folks who were doing it, and find out what it took for them to get there, it might have been a long journey, lots of education, requires a lot of money, if you don't have scholarships. I think that you should just put all things on the table.
That's good. So also I wanted to know is how do I determine what I'm good at? Because, not everybody knows what they're good at. So whenever they go into something, they do it either because they think it looks cool or this, that, the other. But how do I know that that is the right job for me?
That's a good question too. So you start with what you like. What is your interest? If you're interested in something, you can probably be pretty good at it if you're willing to work at it. So start with what you like. If you like nursing, and that was the first choice you said, you mentioned. If you like nursing, like working with people, like not just people, working with sick people. And if you like that, you're going to be pretty good at it.
Yeah, I like giving people their medicines and stuff like that.
Yeah, cleaning them.
The right, wait, what? Who got to clean
Clean
what?
the bodies. That's what nurses do. Giving needles.
I'll just call you whenever it's time for
I don't like no needles.
To clean people. I can give anybody a shot in the
Gotta
heartbeat.
give them baths.
Huh?
Got to clean the stuff up when they use the bathroom.
No, you can do that.
Nurses are important. Nurses are important. So
yeah, I know.
But they do a lot. But you got to work your way up. Everybody got to start at the bottom, but you got to work your way up. When you get to the point where you're sitting in surgeries and you're running the whole surgery and the doctor just there to perform it, nurses are more important sometimes than the doctors.
Right.
So it depends on how far you want to go with it. So yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna be a good nurse. I'm gonna be nice and stuff like that. But if one snaps at me, we're gonna have a little talk. Hey, look,
You might want to go into boxing for that.
No.
Oh no.
Why would I box somebody that's in no?
No, I'm saying if you don't want to deal with the people talking trash to you in the surgery room, you might want to try boxing so you can get all that frustration out.
I'm already fit, as you can tell.
I can see. Look at you bulking. Oh, she kind of cut. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I work out. Like
you work out?
Do you work out?
Absolutely. That would be a no.
Yeah, it's a little obvious.
Well, I'm active though. I'm active. I get my little cardio in.
Just a little walk to the car and back.
No. I'm actually a hardcore roller skater, and when I skate, I sweat and I skate hard. But
by skating hard, do you mean like falling on your butt?
No, that's not skating. That's falling. I skate. Okay, I rarely fall.
So do you do all those tricks and stuff?
All that.
No.
And then some. Even backwards. I can do those things going backwards too.
Yeah, we'll have to put that up to a competition. If y'all would like to see that, hit me up.
Hit me up.
No,
hit me up.
No, hit me up.
Hit me up.
Me, because I'm the one that wants to see that. Okay, so the next question is, what should I look for in a career that will help my future?
You have to make that choice. Each person has to decide what they want to do, right? So whatever you decide you want to do, and it might be anything, could be like you said, nursing, police, anesthesiologist, whatever you want to do, you have to do the background work. You got to go and research it, talk to people that's doing it. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that you can learn. Find out what colleges, if you decide, because if those things are going to require certifications, certain levels of education, you're going to need to do your own research. No one's going to do it for you. So you got to put in the work. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only way you're getting. You got to pay me for the other ones. I ain't on no salary. I ain't getting paid to do this show.
Oh, well,
what?
You're definitely not getting paid to do the show. I mean, come on now.
I'm a guest.
You should pay me to do the show.
You need to be paying me. You getting all the sponsors.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. See, this one right here.
Don't ever do that. We'll clear that out later, but no. Don't ever do that.
Don't ever?
No.
Oh, I'm kind of new at this, so.
Yeah, there's no free advertisements on my show.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right.
no.
Okay.
After my career is planned, how do I make sure that I continue my career instead of giving up?
Don't give up. If it's something you want to do, then stick with it. Try to learn it. Try to master everything that's required in that particular job, venture, or career. Learn it all. If you just want to be the person now, you can be the person who just want to do the work. You want to be the person that's going to be running the department. So there's different things you can do. You don't want to be a leader, or you want to be an individual contributor. Both of them are okay. And when I say individual contributor, that's a person that's not management. So the choice is yours. But stick with whatever you do. Get some time in. If you want to change careers, you can always do that. You know what I mean? But make sure you're giving your current career that you've gotten into a fair chance.
I feel like I'm gonna give my career a long time. It's gonna probably be. I'm gonna be an old woman in a cane by the time you.
I think that's gonna work out for you too. And I'm gonna come see you when you're in that cane. I'm gonna help you cross the street.
That's if
help
you're
you to
still
your car.
around.
Boy, she's really aging me, isn't she? Boy.
I'm just saying.
Where your mom at? Let me find her, because I know she's teaching you all this. All this
No,
smart
my
mouth.
mom does not teach me anything.
She doesn't teach you? You pick
Yeah,
up on your own?
I'm actually respectful and I do my stuff like I'm supposed to.
So really?
Sometimes.
What type of grades
not
you
all
getting?
the
What type of grades you getting?
A's and B's.
I believe that.
And I'm only failing one class.
Okay, tell everybody what that class is.
No, that's all of them.
All of them? Oh, wow. Okay.
And if you really want to know, it's AP World History.
History?
AP.
You need to come see me. I can teach some history.
No, we can't.
know some history.
Anyways, the
Anyway.
next question
Didn't tell you
is
how to say words. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Anti-way.
I said anyways. Anyways, it does not
Is that
matter.
English?
Yeah, it is English.
Okay, your English teacher would approve that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to call her up next week.
If
I'm
you
calling.
can find her syllabus to
I'm
call
going
her.
to find her.
Yeah, sure you will.
Your mama tell me.
No, she won't.
She tell me everything.
Okay, how do I not get discouraged if my plan isn't working out?
You know something? That's part of the challenge. That is part of the challenge for anybody that's in a career. It's not going to always go the way you want. Things are changing constantly all the time. So what you have to do is be strong enough to adapt to change, because that's going to make you more qualified for anything you want to do. So that's part of sticking with it. If you think you're going to be in a career for 15, 20 years, you better bet there's going to be some changes. From the time you start to the time you decide you want to retire, there's going to be a lot of change. And the faster you adapt, the more successful you'll be in whatever you're doing.
I think I'm gonna adapt fast because I can adapt to change, but it just takes a while. Because not everybody likes change. I hate change. Like once I get to a schedule and I stick to it, I'm just fine. But if somebody throws something at me, I'm gonna look at you like, when are we doing this? And you say right now, it's kind of like hard to switch your ways because there's always gonna be some bumps in the road. But I don't know.
Well,
Change
if
is
you
not
tell
something-
yourself there's going to be hard, then guess what? It's gonna be hard.
but even if you do tell yourself that it's going to be good, sometimes it kind of like throws stuff at you like it's not going to always be straightforward.
So just because you're telling yourself it's going to be good doesn't necessarily guarantee it's going to be good. But you got to be prepared for anything. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, because this is your career.
Right.
This is something you want to do. You chose to do this. So you got to be willing to go through the hard knocks. You know what I mean? You ever look at the NFL, hard knocks? Anyway, you got to go through the hard knocks. You got to go through the process. Like you're athletic, right? So you got to work out. There's sometimes you have cramps. Do you stop because you have cramps? No. You keep working through it. You stretch out. I guarantee you, every hard knock you go through is going to make you smarter. I guarantee it. I can guarantee that. I can't guarantee much in life.
Back to that workout thing and not stopping. Oh, we gonna have to
I mean, you
figure
slow down to adjust, but you're just
Right.
doing corrections so you won't have the cramps again.
Right.
You have less cramps over time. It's all part of that progression. You'll be good. You'll be good.
Are you gonna be good?
I'm great now,
Are you sure?
in my own mind. And that's all that matters. As long as it's in my mind, that's all that matters.
Okay, so the next question is, what are the best career plans in your opinion?
In my opinion, because of what I know that the world needs right now, they need a lot of engineers, especially women engineers. You know what I mean? They need healthcare providers, tons and tons of educators. You need more. There's just not enough. Now, all these people that's studying education, to learn education, to become teachers, there's still not enough because there's more of you. There's more teens, more young people that needs the right tools to prepare themselves for that career. So I think we need more teachers. That's what I would recommend. Engineering, computer science, and education.
I feel like we need more
course,
nurses and doctors and stuff like that.
You know,
Because
you're right.
Because more people are veering off into the music world, and then when they realize that that's not working, then they go to McDonald's and work.
Well, I can tell you when they go to the music and they realize it ain't paying off as fast, because it will pay off if you stick with it. But if it's not, guess where they go? One of those other careers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so those are other options, and I think that's probably one of your questions coming up. I probably should jump the gun. But yes, so be flexible. Try some things out that you like. But I think that, you know, at some point you have to decide that, you know, this is what's working for me or it's not. But be willing to make the change, because change is good. Good change is good. There's some bad changes, like you not getting that A, you failing in that other class, you know. So the change you got to make to pass it is you got to study harder, be more focused, be more determined.
Okay, that's that. Okay,
Do your
that's
homework.
That's not the problem.
What's the problem? You just lazy?
No, the problem is
See that look in the
this
face?
one test.
She got the look in the face like, It's one test?
Yes, it's
one
just
test called you to
test.
fail the whole class.
Yes.
So that means that your work was bad.
No, my
If
maps
your work
were
is
wrong
good-
apparently. At
So-
the last minute, they were wrong.
So all the work you did leading up to that test, right? So that test is 100% of your grade.
Yeah, it's 70% of my grade.
Okay, so that means 30%. If you had 30% right,
It is. 30% is a 90 and an 80.
okay, and you still fail.
That 70, yeah, exactly. And that 70%
Wow.
was the reason why it
Did you
dropped
bring your
me so
teacher an
much.
apple?
Huh?
Did you bring a teacher an apple? And that makes them like you.
No.
See, that's the problem. Young kids don't do that today.
Why do I need to bring my teacher an apple?
Did you make your teacher happy?
Okay, well, making her happy is me being there.
Nah, she needs a little more.
She needs more.
needs
So
more
I'm
from
not
you.
enough.
She needs more. No, you're not enough. Sorry.
Wow.
Suck it up.
Dumb.
She needs more.
Yeah,
Bring
no.
some gifts. Do nice things for her.
So you want me to bribe my teachers is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
not
there's
gonna
limits.
work.
You know, you can set some boundaries, but I'm saying,
I mean, a bribe can work in my English class.
why don't you volunteer to help her out in some stuff? I know she probably could use a smart person like you to help her out with some stuff in the class.
With what? Like what?
I don't know. I'm not there. I mean, she might need somebody to help clean up when class leaves. She might need somebody to come back after, you know, if you got time between your last class and the bus coming, or the walk to school, I don't know. So then you can go back to the teacher and say, hey, Miss, whatever her name is, you need some help with anything?
She usually says no. So
Of course she'll say no, but when you just show up, you show up and say, hey, I'm here to help you, whatever you need, I'm here to help. Because I need help too. You tell her you need help.
I mean, I go to tutorials, her class every day, so I mean, it's not really that much of a problem. So she already
Diligence.
knows. She already knows that I care.
Diligence. Well, she got to see more. And obviously you don't care about getting that F.
Who says it was an F?
Okay, you failed, right?
Sure, yeah.
The only way to fail is what, to get an F?
I guess no.
You failed. So that's okay though, because you can turn it around.
Yeah, I sure will.
You're
I got
smart.
3
One
weeks.
thing I do know about you, you're smart.
Yeah.
Because you asked me some real good questions.
Am I now?
They are good questions.
Thank you.
They're pretty cool, man. You're all
They're
right.
pretty cool. Okay. How do I maintain
You're
my
smarter than a
career?
fifth grader. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Of course, I'm smarter than a fifth grader. I should be. I'm a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, right. So, how do I maintain my life and my career?
You got to find balance. You have to find balance. So whatever career you decide to get into, you got to make some sacrifices too for your career. You know what I mean? You got to be willing to put the time in, to learn it, to interact with other people that's in that career. You know, you got to talk to other people that has maybe some people who failed at it. Find out why they failed. So you can say, okay, those things they did wrong, I see why they failed. So I'm gonna make sure I don't do those things. So yeah, you just gotta, but the balance is what you gotta consider once you've gotten your feet in, you got your sea legs, in that career, you're really starting to feel stable. Then you want to have a family, or you have family already. You know what I mean? You want to find it where you could do the work and it doesn't prevent you, because the most important thing is your family. So you got to find balance.
That's so interesting. I feel like I kind of balance good enough with all my stuff, because I'm in color guard, and then I have school, and then I come home, and
That's
then
where it
I
learns.
also have this show. So it's like
And it's time
4
management too.
things
Yeah.
I gotta do, and it's like a lot, but at the same time, I'm kind of doing better than I thought I would be.
Right.
But I mean, I can do better. Like, there's a lot of things I can do better, and especially when
See,
it
who
comes
knows
to,
that better than you? I mean, your teachers, your parents, your grandparents, everybody know that you can do better, but you know it better than anybody else. So if you know it, if you know better, what they say, you do better, right? So do better. That's all. It's simple.
Yeah, I know, but it's like sometimes when you try and do better, it's just like it fails in your face. Like sometimes when I study for like hard for a test and then you don't get the grade that you wanted,
Right.
like that's a fail. Like that
Well,
was
see,
like
you got to
one
identify
throw
what
you
failure
off.
is. It's not a failure is a step to get better. You know, it's like it's a setback. A setback is a setup for a comeback. You know what I mean? So if you're in a situation where you're looking at it as a failure, then it's going to be a failure to you. But if you look at it just a step in the learning process to get you to that next step, you'll never fail. You will never fail. I tell myself, I ain't never failing. I have setbacks all day long, but I ain't never failing. So, I mean, I deal with that setback for what it is. Maybe it's a money issue. Maybe I just don't have the tools to do this certain thing. But to me, it's not a failure. It's just, okay, I had this setback. Let me work through this. Let me study some more. Let me try a little harder. Let me lift that weight, find another way to lift that weight. And then once I got it lifted, then I can excel. And I can look back and say, I got past that. You feel successful because you got past the hard time.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I
That's
have
it?
for yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you had a lot more.
No.
Man, really?
No. You know all the
Man.
questions I have for you.
Okay. I'm sorry. You know,
Well,
so I love your
actually-
show. Though. I've seen it before. It's a great show.
Thank you.
Great show.
Do you want to like do anything else? Do you want me to teach you how to dance real quick?
That would be a no.
Why not? You don't know how to dance, so I mean, it's something that
I can't
can
get paid
teach
from it. So if I ain't getting paid, it ain't worth
you. Are
me
you
doing
sure you
it.
can't get paid from dancing?
Not me, unless I'm be a stripper, but I don't think do it.
That's not appropriate to say on my show.
Oh, it's not? Oh.
No.
Well, a stripper could be a person who strips wood and strips metal. You know.
Yeah, no, not in these days. No.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. Nah, I don't want to be a dancer. But thank you, though.
Yeah, you're
You know.
welcome. Okay.
You can teach me how to be smart, though.
Well, no, you gotta learn how to do that on your own.
Really?
But if you, it's okay. We'll get
See?
there.
See?
So my takeaway for today is that we always have to plan. We have to plan our careers ahead, because when you plan ahead, then it will help you in a big way in the future. So determine your future now, like not tomorrow, right now, like right now. As you guys know, I'm Kay Dynasty. Thank you for Thank you for being on the show today. 'Cause
Thank you
this
for
is a
having
really
me.
good show
It's a
today.
pleasure.
But thank you for being on the show today. I'm Kay Dynasty, as y'all know. Stay tuned for in 2 weeks. I will have another show. It'll be just as fun as today.
Can I be on that one, too?
No.
Oh.
And so make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe on YouTube. And this is Kay Dynasty, and you have watched Team Dynasty, where we build one throne at a time.